to this year, I could care less worse or not, to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
yeah,
That dang
yeah.
propane bill.
Yeah, no
It was
doubt.
what, $500 last year to fill.
I
it?
tell everybody, it's the electric heat's cheaper than propane. If you had natural gas, it's different. but-
Yeah.
CNR was Tracy. You see. Nah, I'm not interested, thank you. Solar eligibility service. Yeah, I tell everybody electric is way cheaper than
Yeah.
propane, especially in winter time, it's extremely high.
You know, besides the increase in it, what was 500 to fill that tank was $970 the other day.
Yeah, so the best thing to do, buy you a second tank, fill them both
I
in the
know.
summer,
I know what's-
fill them in the summer. And that way, you never have to pay the high prices
I
in the
know,
winter.
getting caught.
Yeah. Yeah. Backup generators. Oh my God, you would not believe people are like, oh, I want to run my whole house. No, you don't.
Yeah,
When you
so
go through a 500-gallon tank in about a week,
Mhm.
yeah, you won't be one to run your whole house.
Especially if you got kids that like to take showers.
Yeah.
Anyway, on normal, which I never could quite understand why this was this way, but that house, the heat, two hot water tanks and the backup generator is the only thing that's propane. Everything else is electric.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing though. I mean, propane is too high.
Yeah.
I mean, in town, if you have natural gas,
Yeah.
natural gas is cheap. But I tell everybody, I mean, mine, I put the heat pumps on mine
Yeah.
with, I have a backup. The backup heat is, the propane, but they never like it. But your best bet's now, the heat pumps used to not get down below 32 degrees, but now the technology's there that they're getting down to -5, -10. So, and we don't see that.
Yeah,
It's well worth it.
Yeah.
So the heat pump, I tell you, the newer style of heat pump with the variable speeds and all that, well worth it. Just because.
yeah. I'm gonna do a lot. I know that it's about time, so
If it's 14 years old, yeah. And the amount of electricity you'll save on the unit itself.
just
For the cooling, yeah.
Yep.
So when we moved, I ripped both of them out,
Hey.
put those heat pumps in there.
Have you
Major difference.
gone home yet? Can you run by my house and make sure that stuff that Jacob bought is the right stuff? I need to strip that dresser. It's on the counter.
But yeah, that's the thing is those things now,
I haven't.
and a lot of them, I tell you right now, a lot of them, like they do the window units and all that stuff, like, man, go buy those little mini splits.
I'll talk to you later.
And you can order them online.
So we have a mini split up and above our garage,
Okay.
like an apartment.
All right.
We turned it into the
There you go.
kids' homeschool room and put a mini split up there. That thing is, best thing in the world right there.
Extremely efficient.
Mhm.
Yeah. So many decisions. Oh my
I know,
goodness.
I know. You can take more.
Like we're stuck together. Don't touch them all. Look, someone's already licked on that one. You take that one. It's really.
Candy? Candy?
Rifle. 30 minutes, 30 shots. 3 targets, 1 shot.
We'll wait 2 more minutes to see if anybody else shows up. I am recording this, so just so y'all
For
know.
quality purposes.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna post on the website so those that can't attend in person can watch the video and then they have to take a quiz. So since y'all are here, y'all don't have to take the quiz. So, but it's not going to video y'all. It's just gonna sound. So don't worry. You can make a funny face or whatever. Hopefully the recording's recording the PowerPoint. Did Miss Boyd ever get with you on, was it you that was gonna maybe do the clover wood thingy? Okay.
I was done, and I had to keep getting it.
Oh, it's done?
Oh, yeah, been done for weeks.
Oh, okay.
Just sitting in my truck.
Okay, well, I mean, let me know.
Leaning against the wall, and every time I look at it, I need to get that into my truck.
Yeah,
Walk
yeah.
right past it every time.
I mean, yeah, I can come get it from Palestine if I need to or whatever. I don't care. Just let me know how much, 50 or whatever,
Yeah, it was
$100
just 50.
or something.
Yeah, it was just 50, that's for that, it was just one sheet.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, they're just.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, no, if you're coming that way, you'll have my number, you can just shoot me a text. I'll try to remember, right now, it's just a matter of finding space to put it in the Jeep first. Like,
Yeah. No, actually, I might can get it on Friday, depending. I'm headed to a wedding in Tyler Friday, so I might be leaving the office around noon, maybe. I
Then
don't
we
know.
cut out straight up, rough, like 4 o'clock on Friday, so,
Okay.
yeah, if you are, just shoot me a text if you're coming.
Okay.
And I'll have it by the door.
Yeah, cool. Appreciate it. Yeah, because that one that you made looked really nice at the parade. I wasn't there at the parade, but my parents took pictures.
Yep, same size. Yeah, it's a burned a full 4x4 section.
Nice. All right, y'all. I think it is 6 o'clock, so we'll go ahead and get started. This should hopefully not take more than 30 minutes. Most of y'all, or half of y'all, I guess, have done this before. The other half haven't. So those that have done it, feel free to jump in and add anything that y'all would like to add. And those that are new, definitely ask questions. We are recording. So just so you know, any questions or anything you say will be recorded. That's just so those that can't be here will be able to see the video and then take the quiz, so they're still eligible to participate. But my name is Miss Cassie. I'm the 4-H agent here, and I'm also one of the coaches. We now have 6 coaches for the rifle project. So we have grown our coaches. 2 years ago, it was just me. And now we have, let's see, we have 3 dads, an uncle who's used to be in 4-H. He's now at Sam Houston, and we have a grandpa, which I'm not really sure if the grandpa is actually going to help or not. But anyway, I'll get to that here in a minute. But thank y'all for being here. Who's excited about the rifle project? Did anybody go hunting this year? Anybody just been shooting targets? Yeah? No? Okay. Well, I'm excited. We typically have about 50 or 60 kids that do this every year. So obviously the majority of those kids are most likely going to be watching the video and then taking the quiz online. But these are the coaches. Robbie Betcher and Jacob Holcomb, they worked with me last year and were the coaches. And then Clint Adams, he got certified. Him and Colton got certified in November to be coaches. So Clint is a 4-H dad who is also a 4-H alumni. He used to be in the rifle project years ago when he was younger. And then Colton graduated from Centerville 3 years ago, and now he's at Sam Houston. So he also got certified with Clint. And then their dad, who was my rifle coach, we're hoping that he's going to come back and also help as well. He's kind of been retired for the past 3 years, but hopefully he will join us as well. But if you ever have any questions or need anything, you can contact all of us. The easiest way to contact is going to be on the Facebook page. So if you haven't already started following the Leon County 4-H Rifle Shooting Sports Facebook page, that is probably the easiest way to contact, just by messaging us on there. That is also where we'll post if for some reason weather or none of the coaches can be at practice, we'll post on there that we need to, cancel practice and whatnot. You don't have Facebook, let us know, because then we'll be sure to put you on like our texting list if we ever have to cancel practice. And then of course you always email me. I check my email like every day, so you can always email me. So age divisions in 4-H and shooting sports. We do have 4 age divisions in 4-H, but only for shooting sports, we only allow the 3 age divisions. So basically, if you're a 3rd grader to 12th grader, you can do any of our shooting sports projects. If you're a kindergarten to 2nd grader, which is our Clover kids, you cannot participate in any shooting sports. That's just kind of a Texas 4-H rule, because you're not under, you're not covered by like the Texas 4-H insurance and whatnot. So you have to be a 4-H member in Leon County to participate in this project. Basically, that means that you're covered by the insurance. So if something were to go wrong or anything like that, you would be covered. So about the rifle project, there is a Google link. I emailed that out today. It was also in the weekly memo about how to sign up for practice times. If you could do that by the 27th, and I will post the practice times on the 29th, not the 28th. But there is a Google link. Just go on there and just put, if you can do 1 link per kid, that'll make it easier on me, but just kind of put your preferred times to practice. We do practice on Saturdays. I know that's not ideal, especially with, let's see, like basketball, little dribblers, that kind of thing might be going on. But we just try to make it work. Practices are not necessarily mandatory, but we do highly recommend that you at least try to attend half the practices between now and the district contest. Just the more practices you attend, the better off you're going to be, obviously. The first practice or the first 2 practices are probably the most important, because that's when we're really going to get into the safety as well as like the commands and all that good stuff. So those first 2 practices, we're really going to hit the safety. Obviously, safety is our main concern at every practice, but that's really where we're going to go over and keep practicing all those different commands and calls with the kids. Let's see. In the rifle project, we do have 2 different types of rifle. We have the light rifle, which is what our new shooters and our juniors, which are the 3rd through 5th graders, will do, and our intermediates. Seniors will do this as well. We just don't practice it as much with the seniors. But light rifle is what mainly the younger kids will do. The 3P target rifle, which let me see if I have pictures of these. Or I think I have pictures maybe on a different slide. Yeah, I don't have them this thing. But the 3P is what our intermediates and seniors will do. It's just a smaller target. You'll see a picture here in a minute. All shooting equipment is provided. We do provide safety goggles, ear protection, the mats for the kids to lay on, the guns, the ammo, all that good stuff. The only thing is we do require $40 per member to do the rifle project. We did have to up it $5 this year because everything has increased in price, and ammo especially is very hard to find. So it is $40 per member to pay for ammo and just all that good stuff. So at our first couple practices, we'll ask that you bring a check or cash or however you want to, or Venmo, however you like to pay for your rifle dues. If this is a problem, you have an issue, just feel free to just talk to me separately and we can definitely work it out. I will say this $40 still doesn't cover everything. The ammo that we have to buy every year is between $3,000 to $5,000 depending. So we do seek other ways to get funding. Typically we have a concession stand at our district rifle contest. We didn't have it the past 2 years because of COVID. So our funds are not the greatest right now, but we're seeking sponsorships in different places like that to kind of donate in various ways. So like safety equipment, Newport donated a lot of goggles, glasses, and ear protection last year. So if you have any, people that want to donate, we're always willing and open, especially right now since it's been kind of a struggle the past 2 years. If you do have your own gun, which if you have questions about what gun we require, we can get together after this meeting and I'll kind of show you the rules. You can take a picture of it to see what gun we kind of require. If you do have your own gun, all we ask is that the coaches want to check the gun before we allow it at practice. So bring the gun to practice, and if we have time before your kid practices that day, we'll just want to look at it, make sure everything's fine on it, make sure it fits the rules for the contest. We might shoot a couple rounds out of it, that kind of thing. We just don't want a gun to malfunction during practice. So that's the only thing we require, that we test the gun if you're bringing a gun to practice before that practice. So if you do have your own gun, make sure you can have a gun case for it, and have an OBI, which is just like a any kind of protection advice to put in your gun to make sure that we can tell that there is not a bullet in there. We do have extra OBIs, or what we call flags, in practice. We'll say put your flags in your gun. We do have extras of those. So again, when you bring your gun and you don't have anything to slip in there, just let us know and I can give you one. So any questions so far? This is a picture of the Facebook page, so you can kind of see if you haven't already followed it. And of course, our lovely equipment sometimes is slow. The next slide is basically about this important dates and practices. Whoa, it's gonna jump everywhere. Oh no. The main thing is, of course, the mandatory safety meetings. So obviously you are attending this one, so you're good to go. All y'all have to do is just do that Google link to tell us what time works for you, and then show up on February 5th for our first practice if you can. If you cannot show up the first practice, just message us and just let us know. Other dates is May 7th is kind of our District 8 4-H rifle match. This is kind of the contest that we're preparing for in our practices every Saturday. This is the big contest. So that's May 7th. We will try to schedule a Leon County 4-H kind of pizza party awards thing like we did last year. And basically from the District 8 4-H rifle contest, we'll also take those scores and apply those to like our Leon County 4-H contest. And then if you are a senior, so in high school, which none of y'all are, are you in high school yet? No. Okay. If they win at district, they place first, then they can advance to the Texas 4-H rifle match, which is in June. So those are kind of the important dates. Mainly February 5th is the first practice, then we'll practice every Saturday after that, unless there's some weather or maybe holiday weekend. We'll probably maybe cancel like Easter weekend, most likely, depending on what the consensus is of everybody, and possibly around county show. Again, practices are not mandatory, so we know that y'all have little dribblers. We know that you have major stock shows. We know that you have other extracurricular events, vacations, whatnot. So again, just try to make as many practices as you can. Since we do have more coaches this year, hopefully we'll be able to practice every Saturday if the weather is good. So previous 2 years ago, obviously I had to cancel if I was gone for a major stock show or something. So anyway. Again, just check the Facebook page, make sure we haven't canceled anything. And we do encourage practicing at home. We do not necessarily let you take the 4-H guns home, but if there's for some reason, there are some other contests out there besides just the District 8 rifle match that you're more than welcome to compete in. I will show you where I post those things at. Sometimes I'll post them on the Facebook page. But if you're going to a contest and need a gun, we will let you check it out for that weekend or whatever. But we don't typically let you just keep it the whole entire spring. We'll just let you check it out for a couple of days. So just so you're aware. Any questions on dates? Okay. Where we practice, we do have our own gun range. It is at Peeler Switch, which is located in between Buffalo and Oakwood. That's the address. The address I think is possibly Oh yeah, on the map. So hopefully you grab the map. The address is on there. But great location. In the next couple of weeks, I will be building this part. I'll post kind of on Facebook what day we're going to be actually building this. If anybody wants to come out and actually help us build, we typically try to get the trustees, prisoners come help us build it. But not sure if they're going to let us have them this year, but it doesn't take too long. Just takes probably about half a day to like 4 to 6 hours to build the backdrop that we shoot on. Yep. And this is where we host the District 8 4-H rifle match, which is 21 counties in our district compete at this. Not all 21 counties show up necessarily, but it is open to 21 counties. So we do host the rifle match. So we don't have to travel very far. This is the map, which you need, pretty self-explanatory. There are 2 gates. There's a gate here and a gate here. Always at practice, I will open this gate. It's a double gate. And that's where you'll drive through. You can park here. There's like a building right here. You can park here, but you can drive around and there's a bigger area for you to park in there. So just try not to block anybody because we do stagger practices right after each other. So just try not to block anybody in. Just know that there are other shooting areas. This obviously is a shooting bay. They're shooting here and here and here. So just be wary of that. But sometimes people will unlock this gate if someone else is shooting. So just don't go through that first gate. Go through that double gate. So. All right, what to bring and what to wear to practice. Of course, safety is the main concern. We want to have closed-toed shoes. So no flip-flops or Crocs. Pants. We want your whole entire leg to be covered if possible. We know sometimes girls will wear capris. Sometimes the kids will wear shorts. I'm not going to make you go home necessarily if you wear that, but you never know if your gun's going to misfire or anything like that. So it is better to wear long pants and whatnot. I will not let you shoot if you don't have closed-toed shoes. So main thing, closed-toed shoes. Shirt. Long sleeve is preferred, but of course, short sleeve is perfectly fine, especially on those hot days. But check weather. As you can see, we do practice outdoors. We are underneath the awning, but you never know weather-wise. We will practice if it's cold. We won't practice, of course, if it's thundering and lightning outside. And then if you want to bring water, snacks, you're more than welcome. Practices are typically for y'all are going to be 30 minutes to 45 minutes. The big kids are the ones that practice for almost 2 hours. So y'all don't really have to worry about that so much. But again, if you need to bring some water, more than welcome. Safety on the gun range. Eye protection, we do provide it. We will have boxes of eye protection and ear protection. The first thing you do when you get out of your vehicle, you're most likely going to have to wait a few minutes because the other group is probably practicing before you, unless you're the first group. Go to that box, get eye protection, get ear protection. It is also available for adults, but mainly kids. First thing you do when you get to the gun range, go get eye protection and ear protection. Okay. No phones or devices on the line. And when I mean on the line, when you get to the range, there's yellow lines that you will see, obviously, when you pass this area. No phones, all that good stuff. Only 4-H members and 4-H volunteers can be on the line during shooting. So basically, obviously 4-H kids, you know that the 4-H volunteers are adult members that have enrolled in 4-H. It's $10, but we cover the $10. It is about 1 hour of training online. They have to do a background check, all that good stuff. That is just because you're helping a kid and you're on the line and something were to happen. As a volunteer, you're covered by Texas 4-H insurance and whatnot. That's kind of the Texas 4-H rule. That's not my rule per se. Of course, if you see a kid doing something wrong and doing something that's not safe and you're not a 4-H volunteer, please, by all means, step in and, you know, fix that problem. Safety is first. I don't care if you are a volunteer at that point. But to really be down there and help your kid like focus on a gun and work on their shooting position, all that stuff, I need you to be a 4-H volunteer. So we do have several dads that are. Obviously, I listed all the coaches. They are automatically 4-H volunteers. But if any of y'all want to be 4-H volunteers, it's the same thing where you enrolled your kid in 4-H. And it really doesn't take too long. I say an hour, but that's probably the longest it would take you. And it is good for 2 to 3 years. So, and we do pay for the $10 fee. Let's see. Junior 4-H members, so 3rd through 5th graders, we do ask that a parent stays there at the gun range. You can be sitting in your car. We don't really care. You can be walking around if you want to, but we do ask that a parent or a guardian stay there on site, just if something were to happen with the, little kid or whatever. Those that are in junior high or in high school, you drive yourself or whatever it may be, that's perfectly fine. Your parent doesn't need to be there, but we do ask that some parent guardian be there when junior 4-H members are shooting. And then of course, parents, guardians, whoever's bringing y'all to practice, just be sure to watch your other kids and your dogs, because glad bring the family, whoever to practice you want to, but just remember we do have other people that are shooting, especially since we practice on Saturdays. The gun range does get pretty busy. So just be aware, don't let them wander off, that kind of thing. We have had a dog get loose on the gun range, and obviously I have to like cease fire, put your flags in your guns so we can get the dog. So how to carry a firearm. First off, this is a picture of the OBI, the flag I was talking about. Most of ours are yellow and very similar to this. That is a picture of one that we actually have. So at all times when you are not physically shooting the gun, that flag needs to be in the chamber. Okay, and that just shows that the chamber is open. Let's see. You always want to carry the gun with 2 hands, and the gun needs to be pointed either straight up or pointed downrange or pointed to the ground. Okay, so especially this is really important when we are taking the guns off the racks and moving them to your mats. So 2 hands straight up, and we will practice this those first 2 practices, so don't worry, just kind of getting this in y'all's head. 2 hands at all times when carrying the gun, needs to be pointed straight up. For intermediates and seniors, you'll be changing positions. We'll get to that next, but there are 3 positions. So again, when you're changing positions, or if you're taking a break or anything like that, that flag needs to be in your gun. And if you are moving your gun, let's say you're moving from the prone position, which is laying down, to standing, again, make sure that gun is pointed down range or up straight. Okay. Firearm should never ever be pointed at a person or animal at practice. All right, this is a firing line commands. You do have that on your piece of paper. Don't expect you to memorize them. We will reiterate this over and over again at practices, so you'll eventually get it. But we'll just kind of go over. When you arrive to shooting practice, what is the first thing that you need to go and grab and put on when you arrive to shooting practice? Yeah.
Safety protection.
Yes, so your eyes and ears, okay. We will then have we'll actually have this clipboard laying on the table. There's gonna be a green table on the concrete shooting area. You'll just go and write your name on the practice, or you'll write your name on the practice targets. And then you'll just kind of wait around before I tell you to go hang up your targets on those whiteboards. And of course, those first couple practices, we'll walk this through you. Then you'll wait for instruction to lay guns on the mats. And then I'll ask, is the line ready? This means line is ready. This means that you have your eyes and ears on, you have your ammo, you have your gun, your mat's ready to go, all your stuff's ready to go. You're most likely already laying in a prone position. We'll do kind of like a thumbs up, or I'll say, is the line ready? Everybody's gonna give me a thumbs up. And then if everybody's ready, everybody's good, I'll say commence firing, and that means you can start shooting. Okay. Most important thing is cease fire. All right. So if you ever hear anyone call cease fire, and anyone can call cease fire, This can be a parent, this can be a grandparent, anybody can call a ceasefire. If you hear a ceasefire, that means immediately put your gun down. Even if you have a bullet in there, open it up, take that out, put your flag in, okay, and lay your gun down pointed downrange. Okay, so ceasefire is the most important thing. And then we'll ask, is the line clear? So that just makes sure that everybody has their flags and their guns, no one is aiming their gun anywhere, that kind of thing. And then the line is clear, you can go retrieve your targets, and either you'll bring them back to me for me to grade them, or you can take them home. And then of course, in the practice, you want to pick up your old shells and place your gun on the rack. So we'll have shells flung everywhere. We recycle those typically. So, it also just helps to keep the place clean. And then return your eye protection and throw away your ear protection, because we don't want that, and throw away any other trash. All right, so we're going to go over some of these commands real quick. All right, so what's the very first thing we do when we get to practice?
Eye protection.
Yes, all right, and so put that on. Can parents get it too? Yeah, they can get it too if they want. You don't have to, parents, but all right, so you have your gun and your ammo and you're ready to go. All right, and I'm going to call, is the line ready? What are you going to do? Giving me a thumbs up, right? Okay, all right, so the line is ready. Everybody has all their stuff. Commence firing. What does that mean? You start shooting. Okay, all right, when I call ceasefire, what do you do? Stop shooting, put your flag in. All right, very good. Okay, so most important thing is ceasefire. Just remember that. But again, we'll go over that the first two practices really heavily. We've gone over all this. And of course, always raise your hand, ask questions. If you forget, get nervous out there in practice. So this is the targets. I was saying that we have two different types of contests. This is a light rifle, which is what the juniors and intermediates will be using. This is actually flipped this way on the backdrop. But as you can see, juniors is prone only. So that's laying on the ground. You'll have 20 minutes and you'll have 20 shots and 2 targets. So you'll have 2 of these kind of like this on the very bottom. And then you'll shoot 2 per each. So that's 10 on this one, then you'll do another page of 10. Okay. And this is called your sighter. So you can shoot this to kind of get your gun sighted in. Okay. So we'll go over that, but just so you know what that looks like. So it's pretty, your target is pretty big. It's an 8.5 by 11, but those targets pretty big. This is the other one. This is called 3P target. And juniors will not do this unless you just absolutely want to, but we just don't typically practice it as juniors. We will allow you to do this at the contest if you actually want to. Intermediates and seniors will do this as well. But intermediates and seniors will do prone, standing, and kneeling. And you can kind of see the different, how many shots and whatnot. Any questions? So this is what the prone position looks like. All right, so this is juniors. This will be the only position that you will have to learn. We will practice the other positions, but this is mainly what we'll focus on. You'll want to try this at home. So I encourage you to, because you want to be comfortable. All right. So some people will have their leg cooked up like that, the right leg or the left leg, depending if they're right-handed or left-handed. Some will just have them straight out. Main thing is just you have to be laying down. So you just want to get comfortable, do this at home, you're watching TV or whatever, figure it out, put your arm up there like that. We will practice this and figure out, your comfort. If you are left-handed or right-handed, or if you're ambidextrous, not sure which, or not really sure which eye dominant you are and that kind of thing, we will work on that in those first couple practices. So just so y'all know. All right. Levi, you want to give us an example of the prone position? You're getting in the middle right here. Don't worry, I'm going to make Rhett do some too. See, is that pretty comfortable for you? Awesome. So that's pretty much what y'all will be shooting, of course. And The other two are standing and kneeling. So this is what juniors and seniors will have to do. They'll have to do all three. So typically they'll start with prone, then go to standing, then go to kneeling. Okay. Rhett, you want to show us how you do kneeling and standing?
Yes, ma'am.
I will say kneeling is the most uncomfortable one, I think. Would you say kneeling's most uncomfortable?
Yes, ma'am.
Standing's the hardest because obviously you're not as propped up with your gun as much.
Can we get like that, pretty much?
Yep.
And then you lean back.
Yep. Very good. But we do have equipment. You can kind of see here, this is the mat. We do have stands for the kids. We do have these handy dandy blocks that really help the kids remember where they're shooting and which target. And then there is a kneeling roll when you do kneeling. So we do provide all of that equipment for the kids. And we're almost done. So these are just some other shooting sports opportunities. Like I said, we mainly focus on that district rifle match, but there are a ton of different other 4-H and not even just 4-H. I mean, there's other just invitational contests out there that aren't necessarily affiliated with 4-H. But the shooting sports extravaganza, I mean, that place, you can do archery, you can do shotgun, you can do rifle, BB, muzzle loading, all sorts of different things. The state games, very similar to that. And then there are postal leagues. We can send your targets in to be kind of graded and compared to other people from across the whole entire US if you wanted to. So just so you know, lots of different other opportunities. We do have this Orion system, which is this like scanner that grades our targets, so we don't always have to hand grade them. And that system also allows us to do other competitions online. There are other people that use Orion. It's like $1,000 equipment that we had donated a few years ago. So lots of different other opportunities. Leon County Friends of NRA is one of our I'm gonna say sponsors, but we do get grants through them. I did apply for a grant through them. This year we haven't been told if we got the grant or not, but just know this is something that we will kind of encourage y'all to be not join or anything like this. Friends of NRA is separate from the NRA, but anyway, the main thing that they do is they just give grants to local 4-H and FFA, shooting sports, law enforcement, any other kind of organization that's shooting sports related. So our archery, our shotgun has received grants in the past. The Centerville FFA shotgun has received grants in the past. So they're just a really big supporter of our Leon County shooting sports. So just kind of throwing that out there just so y'all can like schedule, put that date down if you want. We do provide the desserts and help kind of work the event. We volunteer at the event. So just so you have that date down. Not mandatory by any means, just an opportunity. We do have a meeting next Tuesday. If any of y'all are interested in being part of our committee, I was thrown in to be chairman last year and this year, so we are having a meeting on Tuesday before archery practice. So it'll be just 30-minute meeting, just kind of getting the plan together for our the October banquet. If you are interested in being a coach or a volunteer, like I said, you just go online. It's pretty easy to be a volunteer if you wanted to, but again, you do not have to. And if you are interested in being a coach, they have trainings all over the state. Just kind of depends on where and what date. And they are a one-day training, typically on Saturday, and then there is a like a couple hour training online. But you're certified as a coach for the rest of your life. So that's pretty handy. And these are just some resources. That top link is where I will post like any of those other 4-H shooting sports opportunities, like any of those other contests and whatnot. I'll post those on there. You just go to Google Leon County shooting sports. It'll probably pull up for you. There are some YouTube videos on that link on that page as well to kind of just go over shooting sports positions and tips and whatnot. So, and that is pretty much it. Y'all don't have to take the quiz because y'all attended here today, but those that have to watch the video have to take the quiz. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The main thing is go to that Google link and fill out your preferred practice time. And hopefully we'll see you February 5th. If not, we'll see you February 12th. Hopefully, if you can't make either of those, we'll see you eventually. If you can't make a practice, you do not have to necessarily let us know. I would like you to let us know for those first two, just because those are kind of the most important. But after that, of course, we know little dribblers and things come up, so you don't have to message us unless you just want to. If you do have any questions, though, feel free to message us on that Facebook page or send us an email. We check it every day for the most part, unless we somewhere we don't have service. So that is pretty much it. I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see y'all in a few weeks, hopefully. And I will email out the schedule, hopefully on the 29th. So, but we appreciate it.
Here's one.
My number is 903-388-6301.
Spell my last name. Okay, there you go.
All right, sounds good.
And so if he wants to go out there, since we're like right there
Mhm.
and practice, do we need to become a member of the thing to be able to go out there and go to?
Yeah,
double
so
dipping, or-
yeah, because they have a lock and they change the code kind of frequently,
Yeah.
actually. So yeah, you will have to be a member if you go out there when we're not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
We may do that.
So I'm not really sure how much it is. I'm not a member. But you can contact, I think it's on that thing. I think it's on the map.
Is it still, what's his name at the Buffalo Sporting Goods?
Yes, and I don't know because he's trying to sell that. So I don't
Well, he's
know.
been trying to, so that's just the name.
Yeah. So yes. But yeah, he's still over. I assume he'll still remain over. I don't think they're planning on ever moving, but
No, well, no,
No, I mean-
yeah, I mean, he just, yeah, no, he's, no, yeah, he's,
been trying to sell. I guess, yeah.
I've been here since, yeah, 94.
I guess finally put a sign up.
Oh.
Yeah, he finally put a sign up, like, yeah.
Oh, okay, well, he took the next step.
Yeah, I mean, he is retirement,
Yeah.
but
Thank you,
anyway.
ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.